In one small house, two women live under the same roof, loving each other deeply, yet struggling to understand one another. This is not a story about hate. It's a story about love that doesn't always know how to speak. This is a story about a daughter in her early 20s and her mother in her 40s. The daughter is at that fragile age where dreams are loud, but confidence is still learning how to stand. The mother is at that exhausting age where responsibilities pile up silently and strength becomes a daily habit. They love each other deeply, but their love speaks in different languages. The daughter expresses love through words, through presence, through wanting to be understood. The mother expresses love through sacrifice, through silence, through enduring more than she ever admits. And in that difference, misunderstandings are born. There are days when the mother wakes up smiling. She hums softly in the kitchen while preparing breakfast. The sunlight seems warmer, the air lighter. The house feels alive, as if the walls themselves are breathing peacefully. On those days, the daughter feels safe. She laughs more freely. She talks about her dreams without fear of being judged. Because when a mother is happy, the house becomes a sanctuary. But there are other days. Days when the mother wakes up with a heavy sigh. Her eyes carry numbers that never seem to add up. Bills, school fees, groceries, responsibilities. Financial worries sit quietly on her shoulders, yet they weigh more than anyone can see. She moves through the house, but her silence feels sharp. The kitchen sounds louder. The door closes a little harder than usual. The house changes. The air becomes thick. The walls feel colder. The daughter notices everything. She notices the tone in her mother's voice. She notices the short answers. She notices the tired eyes. And suddenly, she begins to overthink. Did I do something wrong? Am I a burden? Why can't I help more? Her mind becomes a battlefield. She feels guilty for asking for simple things. She feels ashamed for still depending on her mother. Sometimes, she even feels useless. She looks at her reflection and sees someone who should have been stronger by now. Someone who should have helped more. Someone who should have made her mother proud by easing the burden, not adding to it. But the truth inside that house is more complicated than blame. The mother never sees her daughter as a burden. She sees her as the reason she keeps going. Every long day, every unpaid bill, every sleepless night.
She carries them all with one silent prayer. Let my daughter have an easier life than mine.
But exhaustion has a strange way of changing love's appearance. It makes concern sound like criticism. It makes fear sound like anger. It makes protection feel like control. And the daughter, still learning how the world works, cannot always translate that language. One evening, the rain falls outside their small house. The electricity flickers for a moment. The mother is sitting at the table, staring at a piece of paper filled with numbers. The daughter stands near the doorway, wanting to say something, but afraid it might be the wrong thing. The silence stretches between them. "Do you need help?" the daughter finally asks. The mother exhales, not loudly, but heavily. It is not anger. It is not disappointment. But the daughter hears rejection. "It's okay. I'll handle it," the mother says. She means, "I don't want you to worry." The daughter hears, "You are not capable." And just like that, another misunderstanding is born. The house feels smaller that night. The daughter retreats into her room. She scrolls through her phone, comparing her life to others. Other daughters traveling. Other daughters succeeding. Other mothers smiling proudly. She feels left behind. She feels like a storm cloud inside her own home. Meanwhile, the mother sits alone in the dim light. She rubs her temples, fighting a headache built from stress. She thinks about her daughter's future. She worries about tuition. She worries about opportunities. She worries about becoming a disappointment as a parent. And in that quiet living room, she feels not strong, but scared. Two women under the same roof. Both afraid. Both tired. Both loving deeply. But neither brave enough to say it out loud. The next morning, something small changes. The daughter wakes up earlier than usual. She walks into the kitchen quietly. She sees her mother already there. For a moment, they just look at each other. The daughter speaks first. "I know things are hard." The mother's eyes soften. "I'm trying to," the daughter continues. It is not a perfect speech. It is not dramatic, but it is honest. The mother puts down the spoon in her hand. For once, she does not hide behind strength. "I'm just afraid," she admits quietly. The daughter steps closer. "Me too." And in that fragile moment, something shifts inside the house. The walls do not change. The bills are still there. The problems do not magically disappear. But the air feels lighter. Because now the fear is shared. The burden is no longer carried alone. The house breathes again. Maybe this is what healing looks like. Not the absence of problems, but the presence of understanding. A mother's emotions will always color the home, but a daughter's courage can change the shade. And when love finally learns how to speak clearly, home becomes more than a place. It becomes a safe heart for two imperfect women learning to survive together. And maybe, in the end, a home is not about how perfect life is. It is about two hearts choosing to stay, even when things feel heavy. A mother who is learning that she doesn't have to be strong all the time. A daughter who is learning that she was never a burden. Because love between a mother and daughter is not measured by money, nor by success. It is measured by the courage to understand each other. And when they finally speak, not with anger, but with honesty, the house becomes warm again. The silence becomes gentle. The air becomes lighter. Because in that small house, healing does not begin with wealth. It begins with, "I understand you." And maybe tonight, before you sleep, tell your mother what you've been holding inside. Or, if you are a mother, tell your daughter that she is already enough. Because sometimes, one sentence can change the atmosphere of an entire home. And sometimes, that is all we ever needed.